Hello, I'm Dow Bartling, and welcome to another episode of Dow's Weekly Digest. You ever notice how we spend a lot of time talking about differences between generations? We do that, and yet we spend almost no time talking about what we might actually learn from one generation to the other. I've been thinking a lot about that lately, and maybe it's because I've been blessed, and I don't use that word lightly. I stumble into an industry over 50 years ago by accident, or maybe some would call it divine providence. I was in May. I had just come down from a what we call a headhunter. I was in the elevator, and there was a financial services advisor, and he said, "Are you looking for a career or a job?" And the rest, as they say, is history. Financial services wasn't something I planned. It's something I landed in. Same thing nearly 30 years ago when I joined and then became one of the owners of Financial Markets. And here's what hit me. Over those 50 plus years, I didn't just work in this industry, I worked alongside families in it. 3 generations, same industry, same calling. Now, I think that's rare. I worked with people like George, Ron, and Robert. Little town, a little city there, right across the Missouri River there in northeast Nebraska. George had been there for years, right on Main Street, you'd call it. Member of many boards, one board my wife LaDonna worked with. Then there's Jan, Mary Kay, and Julie. Jan, a lady in the financial service industries, and 50 plus years ago, folks, that was very rare. And Jan taught Mary Kay, and Mary Kay mentored Julie. 3 generations. Don, Kevin, and Tyler. Don, a little bitty town in Salem, South Dakota. Don could have been indeed a politician. Maybe could have been one of our lawyers. Don maybe could have been one of our governors here in South Dakota. Indeed, I think so. Don built quite a dynasty. Not only these 3 generations I mentioned, Don, Kevin, and Tyler, but he also had 2 sons and his daughter in the industry, and even they had 3 generations. Then we come to Bob, Steve, and Tyler. You see, Bob was one of my mentors. 3 generations, different names, same pattern. Grandparent, parent, children. All serving people, all building agencies, all making a career in the same profession. So when I see it happen, not once, but over and over, I pay attention. We give these 3 generations names. The silent generation, the baby boomers, Generation X. And I've been very fortunate enough to learn from all 3, sometimes at the same conference table. Which brings me to 3 life lessons and what each generation taught me. Lesson number 1, the silent generation taught me the value of responsibility. These folks didn't talk much about leadership. They were just leaders. They believed you show up early. You keep your word. You finish what you start. They weren't flashy. They didn't need applause. They believed that your name was your brand. And from them, I learned so much. Here's something that I learned. Character matters more than charisma. Loyalty isn't old-fashioned. It's powerful. And doing the right thing quietly it still counts. If you worked with them, you didn't wonder where you stood because they stood firm. Lesson number 2, the baby boomers. Now, they taught me the power of drive and optimism. The baby boomers, they brought energy. They believed anything was possible. And if it wasn't, they would stay longer hours until it was. They built agencies, expanded markets, took risk their parents would never have taken. From them, I learned vision matters. Growth requires effort. And optimism, when paired with discipline, it changes lives. They weren't afraid to say, let's try. And if it didn't work, they tried again, louder. Life lesson number 3, Generation X. They taught me adaptability. Generation X showed up quietly and then changed the rules. They learned that technology matters, efficiency matters, family matters. They didn't just ask, can we do this? They asked, can we do this better? From them, I learned change isn't the enemy. Resistance is. You can work hard and you can work smart, and sustainability beats burnout every time. They taught me that legacy isn't just what you build. It's whether the next generation wants to continue it. And here's the real takeaway. The magic doesn't happen when one generation dominates. Magic happens when the values of the silent generation, the drive of the boomers, the adaptability of the Generation X, when they come together, that's when the businesses survive. That's when families stay connected. That's when an industry gets better. And I can count myself incredibly lucky to have and had a front row seat to all of it. 50 plus years, 3 generations, countless lessons. And if there's one thing I know for sure, the future doesn't belong to one generation. It belongs to those willing to learn from others. And I have been taught this, that there are 2 types of financial advisors, professionals out there. Those that do business through financial markets, generation after generation, and those that wish they could do business through financial markets. And whatever generation it is, blessed are they who ease the pain of misfortune, for they shall be called insurance agents. You take care.